out there? This is a great comic book week. There are so many issues that came out, but there's only a couple that I really want to go into individually. The first of which is Titans #1. This was written by Dan Abnett and it was illustrated by Brett Booth. The title for this storyline is The Return of Wally West, Run for Your Life Part 1. Wally's already reconnected back with the Titans, but this is solidifying the fact that he is a part of their team, and we get to see the dynamics of these guys being a family again. It's already been established that Wally has tried to reconnect with Linda Parks, his longtime girlfriend, future wife, future mother to his children, but at this point she doesn't remember him. We're getting into the whole story of how their memories were erased and whether or not there's someone bigger out there that's behind everything that's going on, which that is going to be the bigger overall storyline, and we may be thrown a couple curveballs here and there and misdirections as to certain villains that may be involved in this. But this is also a continuation of the original Rebirth that has taken place. DC Comics has already made it very clear that the overall storyline that could possibly include Dr. Manhattan and the other Watchmen is going to be something that's going to be stretched out much further so that the story can fully develop rather than have everything put out there right at the very beginning. Which I'm happy about, and I'm very glad they're going to do that. I'd rather them take their time and explain everything very thoroughly. But in the meantime, we're still getting great stories where these characters feel completely different from what they felt just a year ago. Just in this issue alone, I can just really feel the love between all of these guys. In fact, I feel like the Titans are even better group than the Justice League are. The Justice League feels more disconnected between each other, while these guys do legitimately feel like they've got a close bond and friendship. A lot of their backgrounds are starting to be fleshed out more, and they're starting to remember a lot more too. I'm really happy with the idea that Roy is still in recovery and he's starting to remember that. He's also owning up to it too, making sure that others aren't going to fall into the same trap that he did. And speaking of the individual characters, I love Donna Troy. I love her costume update, and she is such a badass in this comic. Speaking of costumes, I love all of their updates. I think Wally's is probably my favorite one because he's still a Flash, but he's still showing his ginger aspect. It's much more unique for his character. And Nightwing's costume, I'm liking how it's being depicted in this series as opposed to his own solo series. His solo series is great, but I'm liking how the bird emblem looks much more big and prominent on his chest as opposed to his solo series, which makes it much thinner for some reason. But this was a great first issue, awesome read, really happy with it, and I think this is probably one of the more essential reads just to get in touch with the DC Universe and what's happening with the whole Rebirth storylines. So I'll just leave it at that. This is a DC comic, so it's available at just about any comic book store anywhere, or you can just order a digital copy from DCComics.com. That's it for now. I'll be doing many other comic book reviews, including Nightwing #1 that just came out this week as well. But thank you guys for watching me in this video. Be sure to check out my Patreon site, my social media sites, my websites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. I really feel like Cyborg and Starfire should be a part of this comic book. If anything, just making some cameo appearances. I know that Starfire is going to be part of Teen Titans, and Cyborg has been made into a big deal with the Justice League, but still, I feel like their back history and everything should be put together in this.